Hey everybody, Serial Overdrive here, and today I'm going to be talking about a new game mode that is coming to Rust February 4th. So as with all my videos, let's just get the facts out of the way so those of you guys who are interested in just that can get out of here. So here's how it's going to work. This new sort of softcore game mode is basically the hardcore version of Rust, dumbed down to make it easier for those of us who just aren't so good or don't have that much time. So the way it's going to be work is team caps on these servers are going to be capped at 4. There's going to be the ability to spawn at bandit camp or the compound. Not all of your loot is going to be lost on death. You can actually go to one of these safe zones and reclaim your loot. And better yet, this is coming out in just a couple of days. So February 4th, this launches. Those of you who are just here for the facts, those are the facts. That's it. You can get out of this video right here. If you hit like, hit subscribe, that always helps me out. But yeah, I don't want to waste your time, so get out of here if that's what you're interested in. Everybody else who's sticking around, let's talk about what this means. So basically what this is this is for new players or players who don't have as much time, someone like myself pretty much. So yeah, if you're new or you don't have that much time, this softcore mode is going to be something that's going to allow you to still play Rust, but the stakes are not going to be as high. You're not going to be risking everything when you go out. It means that you're not going to be able to loot as much sort of awesome stuff if you're one of the best PvPers out there. So the best PvPers, the best players, the players with some more time on their hands or bigger teams, they are probably going to be sticking to the hardcore servers. But for everybody else, what this means is there's no longer server rules or admins or mods that are going to have to enforce all this stuff. There's just going to be natural rules that are set up by the game that you just have to follow. So your team size can't be over 4. This does not, in my opinion, mean the teams can't group up. So you can get teams of 10 running around, but it's going to be a lot harder for them to coordinate, and it's going to be probably harder for them to sort of go into each other's bases or go into bases like that, right? So you're going to have less compounds and more probably villages for the big clans. But they're still going to exist, so don't think that this is going to completely eliminate that. The ability to spawn at the bandit camp and the compound is going to be key for those of you guys who like to just jump into the game. It's going to get you off Newbie Beach, get you right to somewhere where you could build, somewhere where you can sort of feel more confident building. You're going to be able to buy stuff for scrap, and the fact that not all of your loot is lost on death, I'm not sure how this is going to work, but my guess is there's going to be some inventory slots, some loot slots, some items that you can select that are just going to be unlootable. So if you get a good gun, if you get a good whatever, you can just set that as unlootable. This means that once you get an AK, if you loot an AK off someone, you can make that gun unlootable and you're never going to lose it. And the ability to reclaim that loot at a safe zone is amazing, because what this means is if you're just one of those sort of if you're a player that just wants to jump in PvP for a little bit, hang out, maybe you lost your base, the wipe's sort of done. If you're on this softcore game mode, it's not done for you, right? Like, you can still just spawn into these safe zones and keep playing. Maybe you can make some of your ammo unlootable. I don't know if that's going to work or not, because that's like a stackable. Maybe stackables won't work the same way. But you can keep your best gear and you can still go out, play the game. You can still fight with other players. Maybe your base is gone, but you've still got a little bit of fun left. This is amazing for people, especially like people like me, right? Like, one of the things I hate about Rust, you get into the game, you build up this base, you've got this crazy setup, and then all of a sudden someone raids it and it just feels like everything's lost. This way, at least, even if everything's lost, you're still going to have a gun, you're still going to have some ammo, you're still going to have some gear, and you can still go out and play the game just a little bit. You're going to be playing sort of on this like sadder, like not so fun mode because you just don't have all the same gear. But this is really good overall. This means that now, you know, once you make your stone hatchet, your stone pickaxe, you're not going to lose those anymore. It means that you're just going to have a much better game experience if you're not in it for the hardcore mode, right? There's going to be less happiness that you can take from others, but less happiness that can be taken from you. So I think overall this is a really great update. I think that there's going to be a lot of hardcore players, probably some people in the YouTube community, they're going to hate this, because basically that easy prey, those people who are easy to just destroy and get all their loot, they're not really going to exist on the hardcore servers anymore. And a lot of their loot you're not going to be able to get, but I think it's going to be a much nicer introduction to players. It's going to open up a lot more roleplay abilities, because now there's items that people can't loot, right? So maybe now, like, you can sort of hold someone at gunpoint and try and get their best item if you let them go. You can set up all sorts of crazy scenarios like that, right? Like, someone jumps out of your base, you hold them at gunpoint, and you're like, hey, drop me this gun that I see you holding right now, or I kill you. Do you like your inventory, whatever you've got in your inventory, better than that gun? Because you've got to make this choice, and you've got to make it in the next 10 seconds. Like, there's all sorts of cool scenarios I think that can play out. So I'm excited to see what this is going to bring. I don't think this is going to make the game perfect. And honestly, I'm not even sure if I'm going to be playing hardcore or softcore mode mostly. But I do like the fact that those options are there. And I like the fact that when I've got a busy day, a busy week, a busy month, I don't need to jump into hardcore mode and just sort of play with that primitive setup. I can probably jump into one of these softcore servers. I can maybe spend a weekend, get myself a Thompson as an SMG, something like that, and just play off of that. Even if my base gets raided, I'm still good to go. So yeah, overall, I think these are some amazing changes, and I think this shows you the future that Rust has. I think the devs are going to be going into more role playing. They're going to be going into a lot more stuff that's just for players who aren't as hardcore. And I know people are just like, they're complaining about this, but this is good for everybody. And I think this is really going to be good for a lot of console players, because it means when you jump in new, it's going to be so much easier for you. That game's not going to be so disappointing. You're not going to be dealing with these players who are just so much better destroying you. You're going to be dealing with players who are so much better. They're still going to be destroying you, but you're not going to be looting everything. I think RuneScape used to be like this, where like you die in the wilderness, like up north, and you might get to keep like one or two of your best items unless you'd attack someone, and then I think you lose everything. It'd be cool to see if Rust could sort of implement something like that. Like if you engage in the combat, your stakes are higher than if you don't. And I'd love to see them add some more options to servers and things like that. And yeah, I'm really excited for the future. I think this is the start of something beautiful, and I think that we should all be applauding the devs for adding this in and trying to make the game a little bit less toxic, because let's admit it, when you go into League of Legends and you think everybody there is just taking it easy on you because they're so nice, it just means that Rust is way too toxic. Anyways, thank you so much for watching this video. I'm not going to drag this out to 8 minutes to get extra ad revenue. So, yeah, I hope you guys liked the video. Hope you guys enjoyed this. If you got questions, comments, if you want to, let the devs know what else you'd like to see in the game. They're probably not watching my videos, but they might end up in the comments section below, depending on how many you hit like, how many you hit subscribe, and how many of you recommend this video. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Until next time, peace.